By 1985, the old rumors made a comeback, and they would reach the wrong person at the worst possible time. David Rice was a man who believed the United States was on the brink of invasion by foreign troops, allegedly controlled by a Jewish-led communist conspiracy. He thought South American and Korean soldiers were stationed at the borders, waiting for orders to strike. Rice also believed the government couldn't trust its own military to attack American citizens, so it relied on these foreign forces instead. In his mind, it all tied back to a larger plan for a one-world communist government, and he needed somebody to blame. These ideas weren't his own. Rice was heavily influenced by Gordon Jack Moore, a former Army colonel who traveled the country warning about the threat of communism. Moore's speeches and writings appeared in far-right newsletters, some of which circulated in Seattle. Rice treated Moore's words as gospel. And so, Rice came to see the Goldmarks as state enemies, and everything he believed was destroying America. Coincidentally, John also had a big role in Washington state politics. He was a 3-term state representative from Okanogan County, while Sally had a controversial past as a former member of the Communist Party in the 1930s. But the damage had already been done. Rice admired Moore so much that he called him after reading one of his articles. Moore's words gave him a purpose, which was something he hadn't felt in a long time, with one failure after another. Born in Durango, Colorado in 1958, he was a loner who dropped out of high school in the 10th grade. He joined the Navy but didn't make it through boot camp. He got married and had a son, but his wife left him. Even when he found steady work as a welder, it ended with a layoff. By 1982, Rice was in Seattle, living out of his car or staying in shelters. Things changed when he met Ann Davis, a 40-year-old naturopath. They started a relationship, and Rice moved into her Capitol Hill apartment. Soon after, Ann introduced Rice to a local group obsessed with anti-Jewish and anti-communist conspiracies, the Duck Club. Its leader, Homer Brand, was an ex-Boeing employee who didn't trust the government and was equally as paranoid as Rice. Meetings often featured things like Moore's writings, and the group's ideas fueled Rice's wild ideas. He felt like he had a role to play for the first time in his life. The Goldmark family came up in conversation at one meeting, and they were linked to the old rumors of their communist ties. So Rice looked them up at the library and read about John, a former state legislator who had been falsely accused of being a communist. But Rice somehow confused John with his son, Charles, and became fixated on the idea that Charles was a communist leader. By the fall of 1985, Rice had now started following the Goldmarks.